Hey, how do you feel about some high rarity cards, or maybe some foreign ones, or maybe be ahead of the game with others by preparing for future set releases with very quick shipping? Check out EJGaming and use code British5 on checkout for 5% off on all your orders. Link in the description. So, greetings, duelist, and welcome to another video. So we have a super interesting video for you guys today. Um, this is not Age of Overlord content. This is going to be something previous to that. Um, so before we begin, so the man behind the screen, please tell me who you are. Please tell me why are we here. Please tell us what did you do this past weekend.
My name is Elmer Jimenez from Team EJGaming, and I top date Gamers Cave Case Extravaganza.
Okay, awesome. So, can you tell us a little bit about this case extravaganza, like the details, how many players were at this event? Like, why is this like a really big deal?
Yeah, it's a case tournament in a series of case tournaments for in Barceloneta, and this is the second one. And one very cool fun fact about the tournament is that the playmat for the top cut for the upcoming tournament is the deck that won the previous one with the winner's signature. And they also have a WWE style belt for the champion, and it's a little bit of a bragging rights type of tournament. It also includes a little few perks and benefits if you win the belts UDS style. So yeah, this is the second one that they did. I also topped the first one too.
Awesome, awesome. So, this is something similar to like the UDS series for people who don't know what those are. Those are a series that Konami did in the past. There were like very miniature type of tournaments where there was a lot of pricing involved, and it had a lot of good interactions with really good players because it pretty much incentivized like one of those top tier players to keep going to events. Outside of just like the standard YCSs or regionals or like national events, so to speak. Sadly, we don't have them with Konami anymore, but at least we're doing here our part, and that's like one of them. Um, so, how many players were at this event, and what was your deck choice, and how many rounds of Swiss were they at? And yeah, let's start with that.
It was 66 if I'm not mistaken. It was 6 rounds of Swiss. And I played Tearlaments, baby.
All right. Okay.
Get to it real quick.
So before we showcase the deck profile, I'm going to ask you a few important questions. So before this event, you have been playing Tier Elements for a while now,
Yeah.
if I am not mistaken.
Yep.
How do you feel about Tier Elements right now, compared to when a Rice Heart was still legal?
It's just way better, and it's a lot calming that you're not gonna face on a Rise Heart without knowing if you're gonna draw a Gamma or Imperm, and it's still a fun deck. It still was a fun deck back then, but now it's easier. I wouldn't say easier to play, but it's just way better, and it has a very good matchup with pretty much almost everything. And now that Arisar is gone, it opened up the meta to a bunch of other rogue strategies and a bunch of other graveyard centric strategies that this deck has a great matchup against.
Did the banning of a Reinhardt helped influence how you deck builded the tier element deck, or do you think that the tier deck was already solved before the banning of a Reinhardt? It just needed like a few tweaks in between non-engine cards, like for example.
It definitely did need tweaks in the non-engine cards, but definitely 100%. I wasn't gonna even play this card just that because of a Rise Heart, but not having a Rise Heart was like, oh, absolutely, I'm gonna play this, and it gave me more space switching up some of the non-engines. Like a few things you're gonna see upcoming.
All right. Without further ado, let's start with the list. So before you start showing the deck, I guess I should ask you what were your rounds, what decks did you face, and how did you even make it to top 8?
Oh, it was a very diverse tournament. Almost every deck was different. It was very little. I think there were only just three elements in the room, two topped and one was ninth, and it was just very diverse. I played a little bit. All the matches were different. I played Purely Sprite, Dark World, Rescue Ace, Sword Soul, Sprite Melfi, Rika Sonavalon, and lost to the mirror match to Tearlaments in the top 8.
All right, all right, okay. Um, any details that you kind of want to share involving any of those matchups, or isn't there's nothing like super notable to bring up, like involving those decks? Because from what I'm listening, you faced pretty much every different deck. Um, you pretty much had a super diverse like tournament experience each in every round, and that's kind of important because we're in a super open format. Uh, like uh, it kind of goes to show you how adaptive Tearlaments is as a deck, but with so many different matchups, like uh, was the game plan involving your deck the same with every deck, or did you have to play differently involving every matchup, like stuff that you had like on the back of your head, for example?
Yeah, 100%. I was just concentrated on making sure I could make my consistent end board and trying to blind milling 5 every time, every game one. And then after seeing what the person was playing, just try to shape up the board and say, hey, I don't need this, but I need to do this. Like example, against Dark World, I milled 5, so I was Dark World. I was like, I need to make a dweller. So instead of going to another route I had in the extra day, I decided to make a dweller. That's one of the scenarios, and it was they all buried very much into rounds into that because it was so diverse, and it was pretty fun. I'm give a little bit more insight with certain cards come up on how they
Okay,
help win the matchup and not.
sounds good. Without further ado, show us the list.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, 3 rhinos, one of each, which you can play more. Right now, the best tier cash. It's a must.
Interesting.
It's the best
Yeah.
card right now in tier. I played the Destiny Hero package
Okay. Okay. Uh,
for pretty much making Beatrice a little bit helping with link spamming,
um,
and it was super good.
did Denier come up?
Then I was just an extra board to help make sprint. If in any case, I am in other versions I used to not play this and only play this because you only need pretty much dangerous in this and you have Beatrice. But I'm all my end boards consisted of having Beatrice up and have the utility of sending whatever I need in at the moment depending on the matchup.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know.
Uh, this I was very on the fence of playing or not. And then I was like, yeah, it's fine. Let's just play it. Shout out to Diego and British who pretty much helped me make the deck and decide because I had so many options and builds that I've been playing for a very long time because I've been playing this deck for a for a while, like British said. So I was very undecided on what version to play. Uh, one Shadow Beast, one Diviner. I really wanted to play two, but Diego convinced me to just play one. I never needed the second, and this came up. I drew this a lot more than I really thought I would, and it helped in a lot of occasions. And I would say
Nice.
this
Nice.
is one of the MVPs of the deck. Honestly, it helped me win matchups where I wouldn't have won. Doers Worm,
Okay.
reminder
So
Doers Worm.
so talk to me more about Druidism. I know that against the mirror match and against Unchained, it does come up. Where they're like you just brought up that it came up for you a lot more than usual. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like, how did it help you against like all the diverse decks that you faced?
Yep, Dark World and Game 3 very close to time. I couldn't burn him because I it wasn't my strategy, but it was the only thing I could left because I didn't want to consume all the 3 minutes just doing nonsense. So I just did sprint and send a scatter shot and his turn, and he sorry, I milled a scatter shot and he called by the grave it, and I was like, well, I'm doomed because Dark World has a lot of big monsters and running over a sprint is not really too hard. But he bricked and he went to do a fusion. I did have Dweller up, and I just Dura Swarm his only target for the fusion of the graveyard. And I said it, if you have it in hand, it's your game. If you don't have the other targets in hand, it's I win. It helped me make Beatrice when I was short on names. Link climbing with to do the Hark and just sending off extra monsters from the board. It was great. And the mirror match it didn't really come up because I didn't see it, but that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I can source, so I use it too. It was just very good over around. I'm glad I played it. Uh, I have also played a small danger package. This is, I'm gonna be honest, it was amazing. I played hands that were unplayable if I had anything else that wasn't a danger, discarding Agitos, Kelbex, Ruby Karma, and just being able to really play through all of it, and then just set up my board of not hitting a danger, just having a danger in my hand. Plus, Muffman came up a few times being level 4.
Nice, nice.
Didn't miss any more dangers. That was perfect. Uh, some busted cards right here.
Yeah, we
Uh,
don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about those.
yeah, definitely not. 3 screen, 3 field. Really don't have to say anything else here.
Some people are playing terraforming with either 3 or 2 copies of Perlarino. Did you miss terraforming, or are you actually playing it?
I did play it.
Okay,
I play the one of terraforming. It's I like to play 41 cards. Don't roast me in the comments. But I like playing 41 cards, and this was my 41 card, and it was just pretty much decided out almost every game, especially going second, you decided out. But it
all right.
was, let's say, it's an easy side of card, but I did see a lot of terraforming, so it was good for the field.
Nice, nice, nice.
The field is like the best, one of the best cards in the deck for sure. Uh, 2 talents. They didn't do them as much as I wanted to. I played 2 and not 3 because I had a lot of bad experience drawing multiples of them and making them lose the game because I have no able. They don't trigger it, and then I have 2 or 3 dead in my hand. So I decided just to play 2 to see it sometimes and not all the time.
Model
Card
to live
B.
by.
Yeah, I didn't want to draw multiple. One, it was always enough. If I see one, it's good. I don't really
Did you
want
see it?
multiple.
Did you see it enough?
Uh, Yeah, decent amount. It was more not live than yes. I saw it a bunch of times where it wasn't live, and the
All
times
right.
where it was just okay. Card destruction. This card is insane. It got Ash half the times, but the one time I resolved, I did like Chain Link 4 and one plus insane and did a bunch of stuff with it. It was very good.
Okay, okay, okay.
Another mouse, Foolish Burial goods. I like playing one of this. I don't think you should play two. Uh, I like it. I usually just send Ruby Karma, and depending on how the hand is shaped, I send I think twice in the tournament. I just send straight Sulik and not even send Ruby Karma. Just trying to play around the roll. And Ruby Karma and two Sulik. I kind of miss Meta Noise, but it was really not needed because the book effect wasn't really too prevalent. Like it wouldn't. It really didn't need it, but I kind of missed it. I like the card. That's it for the main deck. 41.
So after this event and after you playing the deck, is there anything you were changing in the main deck? I know that Age of Overlord is due to come in very very soon, but strictly before Age of Overlord, do you think that the deck is fine as it is, or there are things that you think would have been different with the deck?
The deck is amazing right now. Honestly, I feel like this deck is a lot harder to play than the version with King of the Swamp.
That
It
was
is
another thing I was
very
planning to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's very mind draining because it's never a linear play. Like the most linear play could be just milling fight of one of the guys, but it's always different because your end board varies and you have to take like 3 plays just to get to this and then unlock 3 more plays. Say, hey, maybe I can do this then, plus the RNG of the deck. But honestly, I've heard through my sources to call like that the horror cards aren't too good, and I really would like to try the Unchained Blue Dog in the main deck, and maybe the Shadows again. Give that version a try. I think I gave up on it too quick. Because I love Shadows. I love Fusion pretty much. So I would like to give that version a try again. We have
All
a
right.
double coming up, and I might try it out for that one.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So far you say that outside of maybe the Chadols or maybe like squeezing one or two things, the main deck was perfectly fine as is.
Yeah, no, the deck is amazing, honestly. Like it overperformed in my eyes. Even not having King of the Swamp and Guardian Chimera, which is one of my favorite cards, the deck felt amazing. And very consistent. Like I only had one bad hand where I was like, oh damn, and then the danger just made me pop off and did everything. The Sprint, Time Thief, Beatrice, Suli Kaleido, just the whole shebang.
All right. Let's go with the extra deck.
Yep. I played the total package.
Did you summon that lately? Like a lot?
Not enough. I did it, I think maybe 2 or 3 times. And
Oh,
one of the times I used it as a bridge to get to Spring for game. And then he zeroed me again for the third time. But I got hand trapped way too many times that game. The way too
okay.
many times. It was against the Rika deck, which game one he imperm Ash drilled me and then proceeded to do the whole Rika Sonavalon full combo. Second game he imperm Ash Niv, and then he Ash Niv and still had full combo on my other turn, but I had enough to stop the pill and sorry the seed. And I have another card in the side deck which really helped win game three. But this is it was okay, I guess. Really didn't use it enough to really give an honest opinion on it. Uh, Dweller,
No
amazing card.
explanation. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing card. I would prefer for more on Shane, but they weren't really on the higher up tables at the moment. Uh, Redo works, self-explanatory. I really don't have to really say anything about this. Sales. I was on the fence of playing this, and it did. I won some games that I wasn't supposed to win because of this card. Uh, and it opened some lines to win my top 8 match, but I just didn't see the line. I was just too exhausted already. I'm thinking so much, playing so much. I was fatigued, and I don't really play as often as I used to. Right now, I'm more dedicated to bending, so playing 6 straight rounds for me was a marathon, and then going to
It,
top cut.
did talents for Zeus ever came up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to
I
know.
did it. I did it. I did it in round one actually, against Pretty Sprite. I took his beauty. We've had a few materials. I think I have 4 underneath it, and I negated something. I attacked, and then I soused, and then I set on the Zeus.
Nice,
Oh,
nice, nice.
and I triggered some of my things as well. I had that to record and stuff, and I was able to trigger it off.
That does come up.
Yeah, it did. I was very surprised. Um,
Dangerous.
yep.
The Dragos
Dragostapelia.
Tapelia.
Yep. Garura. Nothing
Gar-
really to call out here. Dragon Staples. I did this a lot. A
Yeah,
lot,
I
a
think
lot.
I think arguably that's like the best card in the extra deck.
Yeah. And I feel so weird not playing Vukalos or the Big Graph or Red and Chimera, but this was honestly enough. And I was
Oh.
surprised myself that it was enough. This field, Sulik, is a very, very good field.
Okay,
Surprising.
okay. That's good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Cross Sheep, I did this a lot. Uh, Funny thing in top 8, my daughter got a YC Encore, and it was better than I got a YC Encore because I really didn't have a lot of good plays. I just pretty much do weather than pass with the Cross Sheep, and then he YC Encore me, and I did the Rain of Heart and was able to do a Kaleido.
Oh, so the Calera was one of the Rhino was one of the materials, and then basically it got special. You fused, and since Crush Sheep was there, it worked.
Yep.
Okay. Oh
Yep.
yeah,
It was a very interesting thing. If he wouldn't done that, I would have been an easier win for him. Uh,
that's
uh,
funny.
Dark Sprint. I used to not play this card for the longest time. Because in my previous version, I just really I never came up. I never came up to the sprint. I don't know if it was because I was milling like a god or what, but I never missed sprint. But in this version was pretty good. Also using the bounce effect as an interruption and goddess.
Did Goddess ever come up?
It did not. It never came up. I got goddess once for my Kaleido hub, but I never used goddess. It was just pretty much for any tower like monster like Nor, but I never got Nord. I never, I won a lot of die rolls too. I won, I think, 5 out of the 6.
Would
Right.
would you find a replacement for the goddess?
Yes, I might just play any other fusion card, honestly, or another link, but not sure. I actually had access code in this slot, and after talking with you, Rays, I just switched it up to this because I feel like it would have come up more. Access code for me was technically more of a win card, but we had one slot that we really thought it was a flex spot like this, and didn't know what to play, and we
Yeah,
just jammed it in there.
yeah. Like the general consensus was that since it's easy for this deck to put bodies on board,
Yep.
especially with cross chip, like there's no need for like other cards to be played in the extra. Like, and I thought we both thought like the fusions were like enough, like
Yep.
the ratios. All right, let's go with the side.
I really struggle a lot with with the side decks. I never know what to play in the side decks. But this one was pretty good, and almost everything really came up often. Uh, I played Book Eclipse. This used to be TC Boo, but I was on defense because I really didn't think that this deck needed more cards to go first. It needed more going second cards, and testing with my team. For some reason, half of the time it was a very 70-30 that I could break the Unchained board without having like ex- specific cards in hand. Like I needed to have the luck of the draw to be able to break their board because of the Caesar when going second. So this pretty much was for on chain overlapping with flu. You just do this to the field, and it didn't come up because I didn't play any flu, but that was one of the thought processes behind it. And I was sure to find out any other matches, like maybe even Sprite Melfi that leaves a pretty YouTube combo board.
Yep.
Um, I play 3 Super Polys. Shout out to the Starlight Boys Club.
Did those come up?
Oh yeah. Shout out to Falfita Rey Dragon, which got devastated by a Super Poly in round 6.
Ah,
Yep.
what deck was he on?
He Sprite his usual Sprite Melfi main deck anti spell combo YouTube thing is, you know.
Yeah, yeah, we know.
Yeah, he actually got second. He actually got second. He only lost to 2 tiers, and I was one of them in round 6. And this card was amazing there. I cited it in often, but really didn't see it enough, except in that point, and it went crazy.
Okay.
And I think this was pretty much the MVP, honestly, because it helped me won games that I shouldn't have won, especially because I got hand trapped so much. Having a mediocre board, a mediocre hand, and just those 3 mills that did nothing but mill Banshee gave me the win, one of the wins against Rico, because I was saying earlier, he hand trapped me a lot, and when I started to try and combo off, he hand trapped me, then I passed, and he still had full combo, so he unexpected die, and I used my field in my shuffler and just exploded the seed. But then he normal summoned the seed, and I was like, he had more hand traps to stop me again and full combo, and then I just Necrobanshee put this on the field, and he didn't know what to do. Fun fact, he took like 5 minutes to resolve a small work because he didn't know the bridge, and we almost went to the time. So I
Oh,
was not very happy because it's very hard to win against an Rika going to time when they can just gain a bunch of life by in their combo.
so did the zombie world come up with other matchups?
Put it in against Sword Soul, but it really didn't do anything at that point. That guy literally had everything. It was a harder matchup than I would have thought there would have been. I got I got anti spell barriered. Was able to Celsius board. I had a good hand because I had that's Sulix and I think it was a three card man as well again, dead in my hand. So I got resources back, but he just top decked full combo. And I was like, okay, he top decked that. I think it was a Moyo, that one card that gave him a full combo, and I got all decayed through the sales. And I was like, through sales, and then I tier cashed, and I didn't mill anything, and I got all decayed by Sorso, but one game 3. And
All right.
time, yeah, he went to a burn me. but I scarred him 3 times. Scar shot him 3 times. It
Oh
wasn't.
wow.
Yeah, it was my bad because I had Zombie World instead of Peleriano. So I literally did a play to pop his long yawn so he couldn't synchro. Uh, and burn me for 12 because I had already burned him for 1,000.
All right.
But that wasn't my plan. But since I had Zombie World, I had to literally improvise. I was like, he's gonna burn me for 12. I need to do this again. So I shuffle and then Beatrice Sky shot again for 15. That was round 5.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Eh,
I'm guessing the scholarship is right there in your side deck.
yep.
All right.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite card. I lost to this in Top Cut, by the way. Fun fact: I lost to in time to the same person the previous Extravaganza. So I lost to him twice in Top Cut in time. And I was playing tier as well. That was tier 0 format last time, and I was playing tier in Top Cut, and I just lost in time.
All right. So I see you also playing the crime in the side deck.
Yeah, I've never used it.
So it never came up.
Nope,
All
never.
right.
Never came up. I was honestly really scared of back row decks and floodgates. Uh, but and didn't come up. I used it against Rescue Ace, but never drawed it, and that was a scary matchup as well because I don't have no main deck, like no outs for Ibli, except maybe tributing with
Mali-
Destiny Hero, Malicious, or one of the Bestials.
Pistios.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was very scared of that matchup because if I go first, I know I'm gonna win. But if I go second and I get Ibli, I know I lost. It's very difficult to get rid of like their 4 sets, especially if they do terahertz combo or anything else. Or I got up, he up elusive me and then proceeded to set 4 again. So it was not nice, but I managed to get that W. A shout out to Jose Orta from the Extenders.
Okay.
Uh, Magnamut was alright, and 2 Cosmic. These 2 cards never went in.
Never
Never
went
did.
in either.
No. Just
Um. So we know you play Heartbeat. Do you think with Heartbeat that card was enough to like handle the stuff like Cosmic would have handled, or
It would, but the thing is, it's just one heartbeat, and I just needed access to a little bit more, maybe amount of cards to be able to have increase the percentage of drawing one of them. But I did draw a heartbeat in round 6 where I got anti-spelled for this. It was the 4th time in the tournament, and I just chained heartbeat, and I went crazy after that.
okay? Um. So basically, you went undefeated in Swiss. You lost
Yep.
top 8.
Yep.
So overall, your tournament experience, you say it was really good, really unexpected. Basically, like the deck overperformed for you.
Yeah, it overperformed. I didn't really feel like I had any easy matchups. I really had to think hard and go through it because the deck had many lines and some of the lines could lead me to win, some didn't, and I had to pretty much outplay them. Honestly, it wasn't just sit on Rucalo's Grafa, Trap, and Beatrice and just keep making fusions. It was literally play with the resources and Sulik and Kaleido Heart for the win. But it was a lot tougher than I expected. I feel like I had an easier time killing people with my previous build, but this one was more consistent and it was pretty fun. Just that I had to think a lot, and by top cut I was already down bad. Plus the venue was hot. I was sweating. I didn't eat well, so I didn't have a good top cut. Plus I really threw the top cut.
It happens.
Yeah,
So we're almost at the end. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for this deck profile. So any shout outs you want to do, anything you want to bring up, something like as the people listening to this profile, this is the owner of EJGaming. They have been like our sponsors for this channel. So feel free to check them out. We do make giveaways, and we do have other stuff like planned very soon. And this wouldn't be possible without people like this person right here on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. First, big shout out to you, Britis. Thank you for helping me out with the deck and always being there when I have 100 questions. I'm more of the business side and working a lot for the brand than actually playing, which is kind of sad because I love the game, but sometimes we got to do it. Shout out to Diego. He's one of the EJGaming sponsored players for helping me with the deck
Yeah,
as
Battle
well.
12. Yep.
Yep. And shout out to the whole team, EJGaming. If you need any singles, you can find those in TCG Player. Sealed product, we got you on Shopify, ejgaming.shop, where you can use the code British5 for a 5% discount in your whole order, no matter the amount. And be ready for some giveaways real soon through YouTube. And if you would like, you can follow us in our Instagram, EJGaming TCG, where we're doing constant giveaways. We have 3 more planned for this month, so you can go enter, just follow, and get some freebies.
All right. Thank you for everything. Have a great. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.